Buddhism is more different than I ever understood. I think based off of how it was represented in media, or how it's talked about around where I'm from, I understood it as a different religion than Christianity, but still understood it through the same kind of lens. What I mean by that is, in the Christian world that I live in, I understood Buddhism like it was still the same way of thinking about things. So in my mind, reincarnation was about being born as another living thing, escaping samsara was like getting into heaven, and the Buddha was the Buddhist God. I saw that a Buddhist would try to be kind and caring or compassionate and very peaceful. I thought that Buddhism was similar to the religions I was familiar with because of these reasons. However, all these things that I understood about Buddhism, I wasn't understanding it the way a Buddhist would. I was understanding it the way a Christian would. Even without saying I was particularly a follower of Christianity, my worldview and how I understood reality was through a Christian lens. So, going into the class, Introduction to Buddhism with Dr. Dominic Sir, after multiple years of studying other religions, I knew that it was going to be more different than I ever understood, and that I would have to change my mindset around it. But even still, it was more different than I ever would have imagined. In the class, Dr. Sir presented us with information one step at a time, and the next information would build off the last. Without understanding the prior information, we would not fully understand the new information he gave us, and we wouldn't understand it in the correct way. Buddhism has a philosophy around it, and this philosophy is what you really have to change your mindset around to really understand it. The way I understood it was that the philosophy was exciting to understand, and that excited feeling was the philosophy. It's kind of paradoxical, but they build off each other while reshaping your understanding of the world as you follow down the Buddhist path. Something really interesting about Buddhism is the idea that when you're done with a certain teaching or idea, you don't need to take it with you forever. It served its purpose, to get you further down the path. You use a raft to get across a river. When you make it across, you don't try to drag the raft with you. You've used it, and you leave it behind. This is saying that the Buddha's teachings are like the raft, and when you get to a new level of understanding, it might have just been useful for you to get there, but it doesn't get you all the way to the end. This also answers contradictions found in Buddhist teachings, because teachings are made for different people who have different capacities of what kind of information they should receive. This idea, I think, is a crucial thing to understand about Buddhism from an outsider's perspective, because the things we think we know or understand about the religion, we really don't understand it with the right mindset. Dr. Sir's class seemed to me like it considered this while he was giving us information about Buddhism. He didn't just teach us about the religion, he taught us in the same way the Buddhist religion would teach, building a new state of mind one step at a time. I said that Buddhism has a philosophy. I mean that the religion is the philosophy, at least if I understand it right. The idea is that you work to understand something bigger and more profound. When you understand it, you feel like you've understood a more important step, and you keep following down the path of learning and understanding until you finally achieve enlightenment. Enlightenment is not pure pleasure or happiness, it's just the most pure state of mind. This pure state of mind that is understood as enlightenment is what I want to connect to my idea of religions being works of art. In my notes from Dr. Sir's class, I have written that the symbolic elements of tantric meditation, like colors, silks, swords, etc., they are bridges between samsara and enlightenment. It's these aspects that create a mental and emotional reaction which moves the mind to enlightenment. For me, when I listen to something incredible or see something so profound, it just leaves me in complete awe, and there's no good way for me to describe the feeling. In Buddhism, enlightenment is said to be indescribable. We can only try to use metaphors to attempt to describe it. Buddhism is so profound and so beautifully crafted that it remains one of the greatest religions ever made. The reason it's one of the smallest of the major religions, however, is because it takes a lot of effort and work to really understand it, and you have to reshape how you view yourself and the world around you. I would say this is like an incredible work of art. This piece of art is so profound, you have to dedicate your life to understanding it. But when you do and you finally understand it all, you see the world clearly and you are enlightened. The interview for episode 3 with Dr. Dominic Sir has been delayed. Follow the Instagram to get updates on when that will come out. Thank you.